The latest, Turkish premier warns of ongoing danger. By the Associated Press, Istanbul AP. The latest developments on the situation in Turkey after a failed military coup last week. All times local: 4:30 p.m. Turkey's Prime Minister has warned of the possibility that not all those responsible behind last week's coup were apprehended during the ensuing crackdown. Speaking to reporters in Ankara Friday, Prime Minister Binali Yildirim said that there is a remote chance some madmen might take action, acting out of a sense of revenge and defeat. He criticized the United States for demanding evidence to extradite Islamic scholar Fethullah Gulen, whom Ankara claims is responsible for the coup. "Stop standing up for savages who run over citizens with tanks, who strafe people from land and the air," he said. 3 p.m.Germany is urging Turkey to respect the rule of law after Ankara imposed a state of emergency following an attempted coup. German government spokesman Steffen Seibert says several people detained in the wake of the failed coup had been shown on camera and appeared to have been mistreated. He told reporters in Berlin Friday that it raises troubling questions if accused people are seen on television or photos bearing clear traces of physical violence. If individual people are humiliated or denigrated in front of the camera. Seibert also said Germany hopes the state of emergency will be as short as possible and that it would have no impact on the deal between the European Union and Ankara to halt the flow of migrants crossing to Europe. 2:30 p.m. Turkey's state-run Anadolu news agency says a colonel under investigation for alleged involvement in last week's failed coup appeared ready to jump off Istanbul's Bosphorus Bridge, but was talked down by police hostage negotiators. The agency reports that authorities had been searching for the 44-year-old colonel as part of the investigation into last week's failed coup, which killed an estimated 270 people. He taught at Istanbul's Kaleli Military High School, where 62 students have been put under arrest for alleged involvement. Anadolu says that on Friday morning, the colonel climbed past the guardrails on the bridge, a major artery that has been the scene of clashes and protests. Police talked him down after an hour and a half and he was taken into custody. 2 p.m. One of the Greek lawyers for 8 Turkish military personnel who fled to Greece last week aboard helicopter after last week's failed coup in their country says they are being transferred to Athens.Menia Polychroni, one of 3 lawyers representing the 8 in the northeastern city of Alexandria, said the legal team found out unofficially that their clients were being transported to Athens Friday, and had confirmed the information with authorities. Polychroni told the Associated Press the transfer would complicate the legal team's contacts with their clients. The 8 have appointments scheduled with immigration officials next week in Alexandria as part of their asylum application. Turkey is seeking the extradition of the 8, who received 2-month suspended prison sentences in Greece Thursday for illegal entry into the country. News: A large crowd blocked access overnight to a Turkish military base in the capital amid nervousness following last week's failed coup attempt. The streets of Turkey's major cities were quiet Friday, a day after Turkish lawmakers approved a 3-month state of emergency that allows the government to extend detention times and issue decrees without parliamentary approval. However, in a sign of the underlying tensions in the country, protesters went to the Istanbul military base in Ankara late Thursday and parked trucks and a bulldozer outside, possibly for fear that tanks might try to leave the facility. It was not clear what sparked the tension, and power to the base appeared to have been cut. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan says the state of emergency will counter threats to Turkish democracy.